Do you know of the father of many inventions, such as the bifocals and odometer, or accomplishments such as the US postal system and constitution, or even crazy experiments like the famous kite flying in a lightning storm? I'm talking about none other than the Benjamin Franklin. From all his contributions to humanity, there is one that outshines his brilliantly simple method for self-improvement. Franklin started by taking a critical look at his behavior, and he found out that too often he traveled down unvirtuous roads and fell short of his ideal in more than a dozen areas of his life, he concluded. He ate and drank too much, he talked too much, especially about himself, he spent more money than he should, he didn't finish all his goals, and so on. In other words, he wrestled with the very same human urges and flaws that now fuel our New Year's resolution and ever-booming market of self-help books. Beginning at age 20, Franklin carried a small booklet everywhere he went and used it to track 13 personal virtues. This list included goals such as avoid trifling conversations and cut off all unnecessary actions. At the end of each day, Franklin would open his booklet and record his progress. It was the satisfaction of filling up the book with his daily virtue that kept his accountability in check and tracking of his progress. He accounted for his progress on a chart and shared his scheme with others. Modern social science has since proved that tracking and accountability are two components of successful habit formation. The perfect example of tracking and accountability is the story of Trent Dyersmid. In 1993, a bank in Abbotsford, Canada, hired a 23-year-old stockbroker named Trent Dyersmid. Abbotsford was a relatively small suburb, tucked away in the shadow of nearby Vancouver, where most of the big business deals were being made. Given the location and the fact that Dyersmid was a rookie, nobody expected too much of him, but he made brisk progress thanks to a simple daily habit. Dyersmid began each morning with 2 jars on his desk. One was filled with 120 paper clips, the other was empty. As soon as he settled in each day, he would make a sales call. Immediately after, he would move 1 paper clip from the full jar to the empty jar, and the process would begin again. He says, "Every morning I would start with 120 paper clips in 1 jar, and I would keep dialing the phone until I had moved them all to the second jar." Within 18 months, Dyersmid was bringing in $5 million to the firm. By age 24, he was making $75,000 per year, the equivalent of $130,000 today. Not long after, he landed a 6-figure job with another company. Some refer to this technique as the paperclip strategy, and over the years, people have employed this strategy in a variety of ways. One woman shifted a hairpin from one container to another whenever she wrote a page of her book. Another man moved a marble from one bin to the next after each set of push-ups. Making progress is satisfying, and visual measures like moving paperclips or hairpins or marbles provide clear evidence of your progress. As a result, they reinforce your behavior and add a little bit of immediate satisfaction to any activity. Visual measurements come in many forms: food journals, workout logs, loyalty punch cards, the progress bar on a software download, even the page numbers in a book. But perhaps the best way to measure your progress is with a habit tracker. How to keep your habits on track. A habit tracker is a simple way to measure whether you did a habit or not. The most basic format is to get a calendar and cross off each day you stick with your routine. For example, if you meditate on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, each of those dates get an X. As time rolls by, the calendar becomes a record of your habit streak. A great example of this is the comedian Jerry Seinfeld. He reportedly uses a habit tracker to stick with his streak of writing jokes. In the documentary Comedian, he explains that his goal is simply to never break the chain of writing jokes every day. In other words, he's not focused on how good or bad a particular joke is, or how inspired he feels. He is simply focused on showing up and adding to his streak. Don't break the chain is a powerful mantra. Don't break the chains of sales calls, and you'll build a successful book of business. Don't break the chain of workouts, and you'll get fit faster than you'd expect. Don't break the chain of creating every day, and you'll end up with an impressive portfolio. Habit tracking is powerful because it leverages multiple laws of behavior change. It simultaneously makes a behavior obvious, attractive, and satisfying. Let's break down each one. Benefit number 1. Habit tracking is obvious. Recording your last action creates a trigger that can initiate your next one. Habit tracking naturally builds a series of visual cues like the streak of X's on your calendar or the list of meals in your food log. When you look at the calendar and see your streak, you'll be reminded to act again. Research has shown that people who track their progress on goals like losing weight, quitting smoking, and lowering blood pressure are all more likely to improve than those who don't. One study of more than 1,600 people found that those who kept a daily food log lost twice as much weight as those who did not. The mere act of tracking a behavior can spark the urge to change it. Habit tracking also keeps you honest. Most of us have a distorted view of our own behavior. We think we act better than we do. Measurement offers one way to overcome our blindness to our own behavior and notice what's really going on each day. One glance at the paper clips in the container and you immediately know how much work you have or haven't been putting in. When the evidence is right in front of you, you're less likely to be dishonest to yourself. Benefit number 2, habit tracking is attractive. The most effective form of motivation is progress. When we get a signal that we are moving forward, we become more motivated to continue down the path. In this way, habit tracking can have an addictive effect on motivation. Each small win feeds to your desire. This can be particularly powerful on a bad day. When you're feeling down, it's easy to forget about all the progress you've already made. Habit tracking provides visual proof of your hard work, a subtle reminder of how far you've come. Plus, the empty square you see each morning can motivate you to get started because you don't want to lose your progress by breaking the streak. Benefit number 3, habit tracking is satisfying. This is the most crucial benefit of all. Tracking can become its own form of reward. It is satisfying to cross an item off your to-do list, to complete an entry in your workout log, or to mark an X on the calendar. It feels good to watch your results grow, the size of your investment portfolio, the number of workouts put in. And if it feels good, then you're more likely to do it again. Habit tracking also helps keep your eye on the ball. You're focused on the process rather than the result. You're not fixated on getting six-pack abs. You're just trying to keep the streak alive and become the type of person who doesn't miss workouts. In summary, habit tracking creates a visual cue that can remind you to act. It's inherently motivating because you see the progress you're making and don't want to lose it, and feels satisfying whenever you record another successful instance of your habit. Furthermore, habit tracking provides visual proof that you are casting votes for the type of person you wish to become, which is a delightful form of immediate and intrinsic gratification. I hope you found this video helpful. I will be making further self-improvement videos on this channel. Subscribe to not miss out. Please like, share and comment if you liked my content. Thank you for watching.